What's happening? Welcome to another Cannabis Critique. Welcome if you're new here. I handed out a bunch of stickers on St. Patrick's Day at the big St. Patrick's Day parade in downtown Belleville. So if you're new here and you came from that, that's awesome. Thank you for joining us. Today we are talking about cinnamon toast from In-House Bud. Not something that was too enjoyable for me, but we will get into that. But before we do, big shout out to our Patreon supporters. Huge shout out to the 2A Van Man, Baker Man, Tim, and Scott the bartender, our dank dudes. And shout out to Markeisha and James, our high achievers, over on the Patreon page. Now let's get into it. The breakdown of the cinnamon toast from In-House Bud. If you're not familiar with these guys, I did some research on this particular brand. They're kind of an overflow brand, so they buy other brands' flowers. So if we're to believe that, what's actually in the bag of this cinnamon toast is Brioche French Toast from Galaxy Labs, which is a cross of THC Bomb and Maui French Toast. This batch tested in at 21% THC. Let's dive into it. Not a whole lot of good things to say about this one, unfortunately. The looks here were pretty good. Very tight buds here. Kind of yellowish green in color. I like to call buds that look like this tangy, which is probably not a good thing to call them because I know that's like a name of a particular strain. But it just kind of looks like a tangerine to me. It's kind of like orangish, greenish. The only thing with this stuff is it did have some scarring and some machine trim holes running through it. So I took off some points there. But overall, looked pretty nice. 8.3 out of 10. Smell here, again, I've ran into this with Galaxy Labs flower in the past, so I'm almost positive that's what this is from this In-House Bud. I think this is a failed batch of their Brioche French Toast, and that's because this is it had a failed flush. You can really smell the fertilizer in this stuff. If you're familiar with growing weed, you need to cut the fertilizer at a certain point in the grow cycle, and they did not do that here, and that's why this stuff smells overwhelmingly like potting soil. Very fertilizer heavy, super earthy. You do get a tiny hint of like a maple syrup aroma in the back end, which I'm sure that French toast thing coming through, but overall, a failed flush on this stuff. 6.3 out of 10 for the smell. Breakup here. I found 2 seeds in this stuff, so I don't know. I never want to find seeds in my dispensary bud. I know some people are like get hyped on it when they do, but to me that's kind of unacceptable to get this bud with seeds in it from a dispensary. It's supposed to have been gone through, hand trimmed, all of that. They should have seen these seeds, but they didn't. Because they didn't actually hand trim this. They machine trimmed it. And the machine missed these seeds, which is, I don't know how that happens. 6.5 out of 10 for the breakup due to the seeds. We took off some major points there. Taste here, again, failed flush. Smacking us in the face once again. This stuff tastes like Miracle Grow. If you're into that flavor, by all means, check it out. It is not pleasurable to smoke. This stuff just overwhelmingly tastes like dirt and like a chemical of some sort. It's not fun. Probably borderline dangerous. So I don't want to say that. I don't want to make any accusations like that. But the taste not pleasurable here. 6 out of 10 for the taste. High. It got the job done, at least. It did get the job done. This stuff, definitely in the indica side of things, get a little bit of a body high from this stuff and a heavy relaxation. Definitely makes you want to take a nap, and that is like the overall takeaway from this buzz, at least for me. Sometimes that's what you're looking for, though. Sleep is a healing thing, so you know, I embrace it whenever the weed makes me tired, but this stuff definitely puts you on the couch and puts you right to sleep, at least in my experience. So overall, well, this In-House Bud Cinnamon Toast, I'm giving a 7.1. Yeah, I think this is just an early batch of Galaxy Labs Brioche French Toast. I actually have it on good accord that it is Galaxy Labs Brioche French Toast. But I'm thinking it's one of their earlier batches when they weren't doing the flushing quite right. Because I've experienced early batches from Galaxy Labs that were like that, and then they dialed their stuff in a little bit later on down the line. So be careful on the market out there. There's a lot of weird stuff that you can encounter. This stuff is going for $35 locally here, $35 for a quarter, and that's probably why it's not the best. 7.1 out of 10, good in a pinch if you want to grab this one. And if you enjoyed this cannabis critique, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more.